Throw a shovel full of dirt in the water and see how quick eagle comes breathing down your neck.
Yeah.
So there is lots of protection set up for our lakes, lots of protections. We have no protection set up for our farmland, none. This is the only avenue we've had that's put a stemming to that. And it is about preserving the property. It isn't about the farmer preserving their property. It's about us preserving their property because they're going to be gone. And when you talk about the money, the split and what they give up a lot of money when they put those out there. Yeah, they get a chunk of change for a minute. But just think what they could get from a developer for 400 acres. A lot more money than what they give up. They care for the land, as we should. Just like we care for our lakes, and that's why we have eagle. And sometimes they drive me crazy. But they do a job. Somewhere along the line, we have to pick up this ball and we have to carry it somewhere, or we will lose it all.
Additional comments?
I guess with me, I'm strictly against taxpayers' money being used for estate planning.
Okay. I'm not a forever no. I'm just
I get it.
everything we got going on. I think there's an opportunity in the future to really look at this and promote this. I just with everything
You
going on
haven't
right now.
chased me away. You just
So, yeah. And I doubt whether we will. Anyways,
we wouldn't have a place like Metcalf Lake if somebody else hadn't thought about conservation easement as well. And that is a beautiful gem in our Parks and Rec toolbox. So that's the kind of thing that the open space ordinance would help preserve more areas like Metcalf Lake.
yeah. I mean, I think there's a future. I'm just not sure that today is the future, but
Right?
let me put it out there. We'll see where the board wants to go with this. The chair would entertain a motion for approval of the millage language for farmland and open space preservation operational millage and place the issue on the November 3rd, 2026 ballot.
I would like to make that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Campbell. Is there support? Is there support? The motion is going to fail for lack of support,
Thank you, sir.
but
I'll be back.
please come back. Thank you, Heather. Good discussion, board. Eric. Adoption of resolution 26-21.
Yeah, the action we need you to take is to adopt resolution 2621, which would authorize the submission of an application for the grant for which we had the public hearing, would authorize the county administrator to sign all agreements, documents, et cetera, and serve as the certifying officer on the grant, which basically means after we go through the environmental review process, I'm the one that signs off and says, yes, everything is as it should be, everything is legal, we're not hiding anything, we're not saying this isn't what it is. So if it's false, then it's me on the line and I'm the one who goes to jail. So saving you guys all that one.
I like that. So,
Take us with him.
Commissioner Bassett, do you have any additional input since you've been involved with this?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was a co-author of the grant. I will be abstaining from the vote, but no, this is just a huge benefit for our community. There's no fiscal impact to the county because the administrative costs will come out of the grant. And yeah, I think this is huge for our community, and you're seeing regrowth in Delton, and part of it is that it's kickstarted by knowing that this housing project is going to go through, and this is an important part of it to keep the housing affordable.
I don't think you need to abstain from the vote, though.
You don't think so?
No, you don't have financial interest
You
in
don't
it.
have a financial interest at this
Oh,
point.
okay, good.
And that's the
All right.
standard
Okay.
in your rules. The other thing I would mention is that the matching funds that are required on the grant are being provided by Mr. Clark. So again, the county does not have any skin in this game except for a little bit of my time.
Okay.
Which is, I think, the way you want it.
Commissioner Hatfield.
I think, yeah, it's great to finally see this kind of project move forward in Delton. It's been talked about was one of the first projects that came across my desk when I came to town in 2000, looking for funding for a housing development on this property. It's nice to finally see it happen. And since we had one favorable comment in the public hearing, I think it's imperative that we do move this forward.
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Tunison.
I commend Marcia and Ben Clark Brothers Construction for their dedication to this, and the Community Foundation, everybody's got behind it. The ARPA money that was available to help get a water tower in Dalton to make this project happen. But their commitment to making this be successful, it's a big thing for Dalton. And you're gonna see a lot more things happening down there, I think, because of this. So,
Are we still putting Bruce's face on the water tower? I
yeah,
can't
that's
remember
what I
if we're
heard.
doing that.
The mayor of Dalton, or
The mayor. So. Commissioner Smoker.
I take it,
Your second
Eric,
fence.
that this won't take you much time, other than signing your name and stuff?
I mean, at this point, I'll have a little bit of time to go through, finish out documents. We'll do the submission, well, I'll do the submission once I get everything tied together. Once we get approval, I'll have to deal with some RFPs to get an administrator on board, a grant administrator, which it's pretty easy. We just adapt what we already have from our other CDBG projects. We'll have some time working with the environmental review. But once the project gets going, really our administrator would work with Ben and his team to make the project a go. And report back, we'll have to sign documents, but the administrator really takes a lot of the heavy lifting, which we're lucky to have one locally. Unfortunately, as you'll see coming up what back, we can't just say, hey, Marilyn, here, please take this and run with it. We have to put it out for bid. And our last one, the state just pushed back and said, well, you only have one bid, you need to get more. So we'll work those issues out. But yeah, same thing would happen on this one. Once we get approval to hire, we'll put an RFP out for the administrator. And I know Ben is ready to go yesterday. But he knows we have to jump through all these hoops, so.
Then, is this the first one of these we've done?
Like this, yes. This would be a first in the county. We've done the rehab grants, which you guys are all very familiar with. This would be the first of this kind, and I think, honestly, I hope it's not the last, because that means we're bringing more money to the area and we're developing affordable housing for our workforce.
That would be my next question then. Is this a precedent where you might take one on, say, for Hickory Corners or something like that?
If somebody requested, I think it's something that we as a county should take a look at, how we can help support our local units. And that's what we're doing. We don't, on a lot of ways, we don't provide direct services to our local residents. We provide a lot of direct services to our local units of government. So this is a way we can help Berry Township out, because Berry Township is not staffed for this. If they're, or down in Hickory Corners, Johnstown, they're not staffed for it. Hastings and Middleville can handle it. A lot of, Rutland may be able to handle it, but a lot of others just, they don't have the experience with the grants, they don't have the staff for it. So if that's one role we can play, I think it's a good role for the county to play.
I'm done.
And I know Ben's here if he's happy to answer any questions on the project. I guess he's got plans if you want to see those. Either now or after the meeting, I'm sure he'd be willing to talk about the project. And if you know somebody who's looking for a house, next year, also send them his way.
Okay. There are no further questions. The chair would entertain a motion for adoption of Resolution 26-21, which authorizes the submission of a CDBG application for the Delton Stepping Stones Housing Project, authorizes the county administrator to accept the grant if awarded, and sign all necessary documents, and appoints the county administrator as the certifying officer for the grant.
so moved.
Support.
Motion by Tunison, support by Bassett. Is everybody clear on the motion? Any further discussion? Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Smelker,
Aye.
Tunison,
Aye.
Bassett,
Aye.
Carlton,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Geddes absent. Hatfield.
Aye.
And Jackson.
Aye. The motion is approved.
Thank you very much. We'll look forward to bringing news on the progress as we move forward.
Okay,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
absolutely. We're looking forward to seeing the results down there, so. PCI contract renewal and fee schedule update.
Yes, sir. In your packet, you have a revised contract, working with Eric Thompson, who's here today. And our attorneys, we reviewed the contract, we reviewed the arrangement. This is, I won't say completely different than the contract you saw us a few months back, but it's a lot different. There's a lot of differences between the two. I think the key for you to be aware of is, our attorney happened to be sitting in the meeting where we had this come up the first time and said, hey, Eric, we need to talk about this issue. State statute requires the chief building official to be a county employee. And there are other changes that have been a result of different Supreme Court cases in the state of Michigan, mostly around Troy and their use of building department revenues. So there were a lot of questions they had on the current arrangement, the fee schedule, and a few other issues. So we're working with Eric and his team and our attorneys. We went through this. We tried several different ways to approach the structure. At one point, I thought we were going to have a new employee take everything involved in the building process in-house, still contract with PCI with things we could. But working with the attorney, we were able to come to a compromise that basically we're going to share their chief building official. They're going to stay as a PCI employee. They'll be a special part-time employee for the county. Nothing will change in process. If you're a builder, you're still going to go see PCI. You're not going to come to the county. I mean, you're going to come to the county for your zoning permit. You better, because PCI is not going to give you your building permit if you don't have your zoning permit. Right? So I think from that standpoint, I think we found a compromise that works for us. There's no additional expense on the county, the way that they were able to structure the contract. We're sharing the employee. We're deeming them a special part-time employee, so we don't have to deal with benefits. We don't have to deal with the wages that are already being paid by PCI. The one difference for this contract is 10% of the revenues will filter back to the county. For the last however many years, we haven't been getting anything for administering the contract, for doing the accounting, all those type of things. This is a typical arrangement that PCI has with other counties. Eric estimated $80,000 to $100,000 in the first year will come back to support our overhead, which the treasurer's office has a lot that they deal with when they bring the money in and all that, our office contract. We're also gonna have to reset up a fund in the county books to make sure we budget all this correctly and show that we have the overhead, make sure we stay on the good side of on the legal standpoint. So I think we're at a place where I'm happy to recommend, and the one thing I would amend on my specific actions is the approval of Resolution 26-19, which would approve the contract with PCI, and then there on down. So this would be a 5-year contract. It has the revised numbers that you asked for a revision of. It has a review which would start in the year 5 of the contract. So I think it covers all of your concerns. Yes, it's an increase, but it's an increase they haven't done in a long time. And that's one thing Eric and I talked about, is making sure we look at this more often rather than waiting for 20 years, which does nobody any favors. I mean, as a property owner, I appreciated it a couple years ago when I built a house, but knowing that it's not the right way to do things. So staff recommends approval of the contract and the resolution and fee schedule.
Going through it, it's a thick document.
It's a thick
A
document,
lot of information,
sir.
but very thorough, very well thought out. I appreciate Code Inspections PCI working with us and kind of monitoring or adjusting some of these. I think the rates are a lot more tolerable versus when we were looking at 100% and some things like that. So I really appreciate the time and effort put into this to kind of rethink the whole process and go through it. And I think this is a very good balance as far as where we want to go in the future with it as well, and a review every 5 years. So thank you for that. Additional comments or questions from commissioners?
I had one quick question as I was reviewing it. Under the section about FOIA, it looks in here like PCI is the enforcing agency, but under the section of FOIA, it says the county as enforcing agency bears responsibility, which I would think the county would be responsible for the FOIA, but it calls us the enforcing agency. I'm
We
confused
are,
by
I
that.
mean, I think there's a dual role in enforcement on this one because as the county, with the chief building official, we are technically the enforcing agency.
Okay.
We're
so just
partnering
for
with
that.
PCI.
Okay.
We're also responsible for FOIAs. So we complete all those. And I will tell you, PCI does partner with that. So if we have a request for a FOIA on a property, planning zoning runs all their information, then we send it over to PCI for them to review and send back what they have. So even with the fact that PCI holds the information, we're still open to FOIA. We're not, we can't say, hey, PCI holds it, it's exempt. They're still performing a function for us, so we do make that information available as required.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
Chair.
Yes.
Who's the shared employee? Is it Jeff or,
Mark Thompson.
oh, he's the shared?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's their chief building official, so as that, he would be our chief building official.
Okay.
At one point, we were gonna be looking at having to pay him a stipend and do all these other things, but in the way that the attorneys restructured the contract, but we state the shared employee as a shared part-time special employee.
Okay. And Eric, just to be clear, do you want this to read approval of contract 26-19 or resolution 26-19 with professional code inspections?
Approval of Resolution 2619, which would approve a contract in the rest of the language.
That's what I thought. Additional questions or comments? Hearing none, the chair would entertain a motion for approval of Resolution 26-19 with Professional Code Inspections of Michigan, PCI, to provide state construction code services to Berry County, including the administration and enforcement of all 4 state Michigan construction codes, building, electric, mechanical, and plumbing, and adopt the proposed fee schedule as part of the contract effective August 1st, 2026, and continue through December 31st, 2031.
So moved.
Support.
Motion by Hatfield, support by Smelker. Is everybody clear on the motion? And are there any other questions or comments? Hearing none. Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Smelker,
Aye.
Tunison,
Aye.
Bassett,
Aye.
Carlton,
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Getty's absent, Hatfield,
Aye.
and Jackson.
Aye. The motion is approved. Thank you again.
Thanks. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I will tell you that I've heard from other counties on their relationship, and obviously, as you well know, I've done this area before. This is the smoothest working arrangement I've seen in my career, so I appreciate PCI's partnership and how we have it structured here.
Absolutely. Thank you. Okay, next up, approval of the contract with 46 Entertainment and an addendum with Peachtree Entertainment. So here we go again.
Yeah.
Right, Sheriff?
Upcoming Rock the Country event, August 8th and 9th, Saturday and Sunday. Like last year, we've been asked to provide services to the concert. I know Dar and Kevin are both here. They can get into the specifics of their numbers and questions on setup. But as such, we've also provided numbers from 911, numbers from emergency management, and you see the proposal from the Sheriff's Department. This year's been a little bit of a challenge. As you all remember, our union contracts this year require triple time for events like this. And this was specifically the request of the unions. For the event, it's triple wages. It's not triple benefits or anything else like that, so it's triple wages. And obviously, the entertainment company did not love the first pass from anybody. We've gone back and forth multiple times. I will give most of the kudos to Patrick. He's really carried the water. I know Kevin's been heavily involved. Katie's been heavily involved. But trying to organize and coordinate things, it's been a lift this year. It's been a lot of give and take. State police will not be involved this year. I know 911 or Sheriff's Department's carrying the load on that. And I know the 911 board, I believe it, John, is that you guys approved this contract Monday?
Yesterday. Yep.
Yesterday, yep. So what I'm asking for is approval of the contract and the addendum. It's been reviewed by the attorney. I know the sheriff's department had some concerns about language in there that if we get pulled off, there's a bill that could be potentially billed to us. The attorney is like, no, it's very clearly in the contract that says you still have to provide your services to the county as necessary. And that trumps the addendum. So I guess I'm here to recommend approval of the contract and the addendum. And Kevin, you guys want to weigh in? If you want to weigh in on anything.
Where do you want me to start?
Questions?
The things that are not getting billed on is the amount of time that we've spent with emergency management and 911 and my staff. And it was brought upon us early July that state wasn't going to be involved, so now we're rushing around trying to figure this little puzzle out. So that's a lot of the confusion right there. We're already stressed when it comes to staffing. And I just pray to God we get some good weather. That'll make it worse. This is one of those projects, or I should say assignments, that you don't get much of a break. You get your 15-minute break, you get your half-hour break, another 15-minute over here and all that. But when you work in law enforcement, sometimes you get a little bit of a downtime to regather your thoughts and everything like that. This isn't going to happen that way. We're going to be out in the hot sun, hot pavement, and directing traffic. Everybody there, when you direct traffic, is so polite. The reality is most of the people are great. You get that one or two that really sticks out in your mind. You're going to have people with a lineup on the roads. We're going to be getting calls about somebody having to use the bathroom when they're waiting in line, and they get out of their car and run into somebody's backyard. And we're going to get those calls. That happens. So the stress even on the jail staff, it's all there. And the state is going to help on out. They did agree that they're going to be covering the law enforcement. So we're going to be pulling our deputies off the road to go. So we got people inside and outside that. So, did I miss anything, Kevin? But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that they're not getting billed for, and that's us doing the planning. So I think I got everything covered, Eric. Any questions? Yes.
Now, I've asked you this before, and you've given me an answer, but I wish you'd do it again. You're having some officers from other counties come in, right?
We did not have to this time.
You didn't?
No. What they did is they hired another security company called TNT to manage this. And TNT, their expertise is the emergency management, what's that called? Unified Command. And so they hired two other security companies, one to help out on the inside and one to help out in the camping area. One is from Grand Rapids and one is from Middleville, the security companies. So we'll be partnering up with them.
And we won't be liable for any of them,
Right,
just our people.
right. And that was the other thing too. They wanted a 1099. All the other officers coming in, well, that takes away your liability away from you. And it puts it back on you personally or onto that company. And I have no idea what their coverage is. So we weren't willing to do that. And absolutely not. So anything else on that?
Okay, additional questions or comments?
Are we gonna get the 50% deposit?
Yeah,
Can we sign it? Yeah.
August 1st.
That's why we need to make sure we get this to them today.
Okay.
I mean, I do have, and I've heard concerns echoed that this, I think you heard Kevin just say, this is gonna stretch us thin. This event is a lot for a small county and the way we're staffed. I know the fair board is, I mean, it's a huge event for them. But this is a big impact to the county. And it's something to be discussed as we move forward. We just, it's in some communities like, Auburn Hills area, High Knob, they have their staff for things like that. We're not. So, I mean, it's a lot for Berry County. So I know they'll do their best.
How in the long run do we control this?
I think as a commission and as a sheriff's department, 911, I think there just needs to be communication with the fair board moving forward. I know last year this was just kind of thrown on us. I'm like, hey, we got this big event coming. And I think this year the same thing is, hey, we're coming back. I think this, I know that's one of the things is Patrick's been trying to just get everybody on the same page. I know 911's been great to work with, Stephanie and then now Katie. Absolutely wonderful. And I know these two gentlemen have their hands full. Sergeant Lehman has got his hands full. I know for some people, it wouldn't hurt their feelings if it didn't come back. Because it's a big impact. It's a big positive impact too in the fairgrounds. So it's just one of those things we roll with.
Yeah, and I guess my question is more theoretical, but how do we control some other entity deciding that they want to hold a major event?
I think your control, I mean, a major event on private property, anybody can do. Where it impacts the public spheres where we get involved.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's why these gentlemen are looking at traffic flow. MDOT's involved and, accessing the highway. You're creating backups on the highway, which is why we bill for our time. We were nice this year. We could have billed for benefits. We're not, because we knew the triple fee was going to be enough that it's going to deter. And that maybe next year they'll look at that and go, that's a lot of money we paid for that this year. Maybe we don't want to be back in Hastings, which it's terrible on both ends. But I don't want to, I would hate as the county we're trying to kill any events because we're not. But if the sheriff's department's involved, we have limited staffing and to really make an impact. I don't have an easy answer for you.
How does this relationship compare with Roubaix, as an example?
A much smaller impact on Roubaix, I think. It's targeted. We have a lot of experience with Roubaix over the years. I think they're in early planning. I think that's one of the comments I've heard from multiple people is they haven't been as involved until lately. Is that correct? The 46 Entertainment and the Peachtree. The committee's been meeting since basically it ended last year and really gone heavy earlier in this year. But they're stretched because they have events all over the country. Roubaix is a very targeted event here that impacts things. It's in and out. This is 2-day full days, 20,000 people a day. Last year, 30,000 people a day. There's only so much traffic, we have one road in and out of the fairgrounds. Roubaix impacts the whole area. So you can spread the impact out a little bit too. When I was, last 2 years, I've been leaving my house going to Lansing for different things. And I dodged 10 bikes. I'm not dodging 20,000 people come to the fairgrounds.
Right. On a 2-lane road.
On a 2-lane road.
Exactly.
It's tough. I mean, from a location factor, other places are better served for this type of event because they're off highways, they, in and out. We're a long run on 2-lane road. Again, I want us to see us have great events. We just have to think about, everyone has got to have that joint conversation, I believe, before anything gets scheduled in the future. Continued dialogue would be my suggestion.
Okay.
I think we're heading that way, that we're not gonna see it next year. I think the fair board, I think that outfit feels there's too many hands in the cookie jar. Okay, and when it comes that it's not gonna be profitable, but if you look at the impact of the whole community, Middleville, my God, people stop at Shell, buy all kinds of things prior to going there, or Hastings or whatever, where they're passing through. I can only imagine the millions of dollars that Barry Roubaix brings in, $1 million in a weekend, what this brings in to the local impact.
I think the
So-
chamber did some work on that last year, and I'll see if I can find that.
I think they did, and I think they can do it again.
Yeah.
They've got the resources to be very specific in telling us where everybody that ends up at the fairgrounds, where did they come from and where did they stop on the way in? I mean, it's a great report.
One of your comments, Bob, I want to be clear, the Fair Board, the entities involved are being pulled into a private event on private property.
Yeah,
We're charging our costs.
I know that.
So I want that to be clear. Is that
I'm not.
No, I know, not you, but I just want to be clear as to the commission is we're charging our costs. We aren't just arbitrarily saying we want to make money off this event. This event is causing higher level of service that we normally would not provide to an event. So in that case, as a taxpayer, I would love to make sure that we are making this event cover their costs. And it's increased this year just because of the standpoint of union negotiations. That's something we are stuck with for the next 2 years after this in that contract. Where it goes in 2028, that's the discussion we'll have in 2028. So I just want to be clear, the fire departments, the ambulance authorities are having to bring people on site to monitor this event. It's not something we're just arbitrarily saying, I want to make a grand at this, 10 grand at that.
Yeah.
Okay. If there are no additional comments or questions, the chair would entertain a motion for approval of a contract with 46 Entertainment and the addendum with Peachtree Entertainment to provide county services, 911 sheriff and emergency management to the August 8th through 9th, 2026 Rock the Country event to be held at the Berry County Expo Center.
So moved.
Support. Go ahead, Bruce.
Support Campbell.
Motion by Colton, support by Campbell. Any further questions or discussion? Madam Clerk, would you call the roll?
Bassett,
Aye.
Carlton.
Aye.
Campbell,
Aye.
Getty's absent, Smelker,
Aye.
Tennyson,
Aye.
Hatfield,
Aye.
and Jackson.
Aye. The motion is approved. Good luck, Sheriff.
Kudos to Lieutenant, State Police. One thing that's not being covered is he's gonna mandate people in, and that's time and a half for the people covering the county for us. So we could have people on the inside. He come in and made it quite clear. He says, I want you guys safe on the inside. So, very much appreciate him stepping up and doing that. But again, who's that on? That's on a taxpayer.
Right, right. New business, we have none. County Administrator's report? All set. Chairperson's report, I am all set, kind of at the end of the cycle, so not a lot happening right now. Vice Chairperson's report, Commissioner Hatfield.
Planning Commission, last night, it was our annual meeting, so we've elected officers. John LaForge will be continuing as chair, Watson as vice chair, and Nordwick as secretary. We discussed the code revisions that we're working on. We rescinded a motion from last month to go ahead and present it in its current form to the commission for consideration. There were just too many holes still in that we need to discuss, including data centers. So we are pulling that back, and it'll be a few months before you see it, but we hope it'll be a more complete document when it gets here. The data centers are, it's an extraordinarily difficult issue because there are so many questions. The utility costs, water supply, water discharge, pollution issues, and noise is becoming a much bigger concern because it's being seen that the low decibel sounds travel much further than the high decibel sounds, and that you're seeing impacts several miles away from the center where the noise is still loud enough to interfere with quality of life and ability to sleep and things. So these things, there's a lot of issues, a lot of debate. I don't know how we can really put an effective ordinance together at this point. So one of the things we are looking into is putting at least formalizing a moratorium rather than just leaving us without any guidance at all. And, yeah, if we don't have something out there, then we could see somebody come in, propose a project, and we really are not in a position to control it. So more to come. We're also, I happen to have a question that I needed to refer to the Planning Commission's bylaws and rules of procedure. Come to find out that those have not been addressed since 2011. There are a number of areas in there where our current practices are not consistent with what the document actually says there should be. We also have issues that are not well-defined, such as time limits on public comment in either the meeting or a public hearing. So we'll be working and in talking with Eric about that. I don't think the Planning Commission is alone in not having current bylaws and rules of procedure. So we're going to try to look at this in a sense that we have some consistency between all of the boards and commissions that are out there that we have control of. Good. So.
Point of clarification, I know that Rutland Township, the city approved it, Rutland Township had a 3-3 vote on.
It'll be on there, but because Robin was on vacation, so that led to the tie vote, which meant that it was not approved, but it'll be back on the agenda for August and anticipate approval at that time.
Okay.
It was stated wrong in the paper.
I was reading something that said because it was 3-3 and it was previously approved, that it was actually a yes, that it actually went through, but that was not
It
correct.
said in the paper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They have to have the vote on the agenda
yeah,
in August.
Okay,
so
all right, appreciate that.
still moving forward.
Yeah.
I don't think any cause for,
Yeah.
No cause for concern at this point?
no, yeah, I mean, I wish that we had been able to get it done at their last meeting, just out of respect for Meyer and the clarity that it is going to happen. But it didn't, so.
Okay. Commissioner Campbell,
I have nothing. Thank you.
Commissioner Tunison,
Yeah, I don't have anything either.
Commissioner Smelker.
Yesterday had 911 and we done the contract for Rock the Country and had transit yesterday. And we talked about having senior citizens be transported at no charge until the first year to get used to the new facility. And airport is tomorrow, right, Bob?
Yep, airport tomorrow, 4:30.
That's it?
Has transit discussed a pickup schedule, like, since people are used to meeting at the COA, actually having people be there and a bus is run from that facility out to
Yeah,
COA?
we had some discussion on that yesterday at the transit meeting.
And
You know, whether there should be a congregate meeting place where they all get picked up, like maybe at this time at the old COA, or whether to pick them up at their homes, which is the way transit usually operates with rides.
Okay. You know, or family fare or someplace consistent in the center of town where people have easy access to get to and parking, so, you know.
Yeah.
Mary said they'd be willing to work with them however they wanted, but she also said that it thought it would be easier for them to be picked up at their residence.
Yeah, can I make comment on that? Because that makes sense, John, because think about wintertime. How are these people gonna get out of their vehicles or however they're gonna get down to a meeting point and then worry about slipping on the ice or snow or whatever, but it makes more sense to pick them up
I didn't think of that. Yeah,
at their residence.
that's smart.
That's what Mary thought too, because that's.
Think
way
about the
they operate
liability.
now. So, but she isn't against the other way if COA wants it.
All right. Commissioner Carlton?
Nope.
Commissioner Bassett?
We had a lengthy Gun Lake Improvement Board meeting a couple weeks ago because of the algae bloom and the algae problem in particular in Gun Lake, deciding between chelated copper, copper sulfate, those sorts of things. But you know, I think they made some good decisions on what they're going to do there. I thank Tammy because I expressed some concerns about some of the bookkeeping and in the budgeting process and that, and Tammy jumped in, was very helpful. We're getting close to getting all those, just questions. There's nothing, you know, nothing really going on. It's just where things are, documented which account they're in and that kind of thing. So that's all getting straightened out thanks to her. So all set.
Awesome. Limited public comment at this time. Any member of the public wishing to address the board may do so for up to 3 minutes.
It's back. It's back. Now, I should have given you this report on a county report, but the fair went very well. Posse did an outstanding job again this year of maintaining order out there. Like these people aren't very difficult to maintain order on, are they? We had some big events, the demolition derby shoot. That line went all the way out into the parking lot to get in that demolition derby this year. And again, probably one of the best demolition derbies I've ever seen. So, but everything went fine. Very, very few problems. We got a lot of cards from people who lost them, their bank cards and stuff like that. But other than that, everything went very well.
Well, there probably wasn't that thing left on it.
Maxed out.
Some of the stuff you guys are talking about, like the solar fields and these data centers and stuff like that and the water. And I keep hearing that, oh, we got to keep up with China. And I shake my head. China is a very staunch communist country and I don't want to keep up with China, okay? I don't want any part of that. But Berry County, I thought for sure they're going to be targeting Berry County with data center because of how much water we have here.
Yep.
And I appreciate you guys speaking up and saying we don't really want that in our backyard. And I just want to know if any of you guys know of any property values that went up since they put the solar panels or these data centers in. And we put zoning out there to keep property values, part of it is keep property values from going down, right? And then we have the state coming in and telling us, hey, we're mandating you to do this. Well, I guess there's a time we're gonna have to tell the state that you go do it in your backyard, not ours. I get very frustrated with it. Went to Claremont Institute, and it's kind of very conservative college, but they flew me all the way over to California, Orange County. And some of the stuff they were bringing up about China was just off the charts, like most of their water is contaminated. So they've got nothing to lose when they go put their data centers in there like we do. And part of the problem they have with their water being contaminated is because we had our manufacturing went over there. Well, they didn't have all the checks and balances that we have over here to keep our water clean. So farmland preservation, all that stuff, I think that's all extremely important. And I don't know. I just appreciate you guys stepping up, speaking up, especially your very heartfelt words. So keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you. Additional public comment? We have no other business. Commissioner comments. Commissioner Bassett?
Lots going on in Dalton as usual. Tonight, girls' night out. We allow men to come as well. Grateful to the transit because they're actually going to come down. They're going to pick up people at the courthouse from Hastings, bring them to Dalton, girls' night out, and drive all the women around town and men, and then drive people back to the courthouse. Thank you very much for that. So they're the ones who approached us. So we're super excited about that. That's tonight. We have a concert. Fleetwood Magic on Thursday. That should be good. Also, Dalton Rotary are getting ready for annual cow plop. I think Dave said he's out of tickets. I pick up my tickets soon. Anybody needs any cow plop tickets, I'll have them at next week's meeting and the
Do not
following
miss your
one.
cow plop.
No, he cleaned us out.
Yeah.
Oh,
before
he
you
did,
got
yeah,
here.
oh, okay. All right, I'll hit the
Shook 'em
audience
down.
up then.
Okay.
And then the Pierce Cedar Creek Institute Gala is this Saturday, so I didn't know if anybody here. I think Catherine probably would have spoke to that if she was here.
Okay. Commissioner Carlton? Commissioner Smelker?
Question for Dar again. At transit meeting, Mary mentioned something about running a schedule for Rock the Country. Have anybody said anything to you? And can a bus get in and out?
We can get a bus in and out. It's that long line that people are gonna have to wait. And again, we got half as many ticket sales as we had last year. So I think getting in and out is gonna be much easier. And last year, the first day, getting in and out was hard. Second day, when they had the parking figured out, it was much easier. But yeah, if we can bring people in by the busload rather than, I saw a lot of people, when I was in traffic, saw a lot of people coming in with just one person in a car. And I'm going, are you kidding me? You're killing us.
You remember, Mike, was she gonna talk to the entertainment company about that? But she brought up in the meeting that she was in negotiations.
There's a couple churches too on both sides that they've talked to about using their parking lot, to people to park and then transporting on up there. Maybe that's what she's referring to.
Okay. As long as you think you can get one in there, I don't want one of the buses hung up in traffic for 2 hours or something.
Right, I agree.
Right. Commissioner Tunison?
I guess I want to talk a little bit about social media and the platform, how it's become sometimes not the best thing. So, I mean, I think when it was originally intended, it was probably a good thing, but when you start personally attacking people, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, but you're dealing with people's feelings, how you're supposed to be tough. Yep, you're supposed to be tough, but when you're personally attacking people, I don't care who you are, it's impactful. And as far as I'm concerned, we need to adopt a code of conduct for people who represent this county. And if they're going to continue that kind of activity, then we should have it in a resolution that we can remove them from a board. So, when it goes too far to where it's literally causing havoc in a township or whatever, where the supervisor's getting inundated with calls, and everything else. So I just think sometimes social media goes way too far, and you're using a keyboard. If you want to have a conversation with somebody personally, do it that way. But attacking on social media is not the way to get anything accomplished. Okay? It's not gonna change the person that you're attacking. It's not gonna change you on your opinion. But to do it on a platform like that, I just don't think that's the right way to approach anything. So that's all I got to say.
Good thought. Commissioner Campbell?
Yeah, I'll just add to that a little bit. One thing I've learned as a commissioner, among many other things, is everybody's got difference of opinions. That's what makes us a great country. That's why we're great. When we stop accepting different opinions, we're not going to be great anymore. And even though I know a lot of times I have a real hard time convincing John that I'm right, it'll never change my friendship for John Smelker.
Yeah.
And I hope more people will try to take that approach and remember that we're all individuals and we're just trying to do the best we can. And there isn't one person out there, regardless of what they believe, regardless of what they say, they have one thing in mind. They want our country to stay great. That's what we're all after. That's what I have.
Okay. Commissioner Hatfield?
I should probably just mention the one new, one of many, but a new activity going on in the city of Hastings. Every other Friday night, there's now a food truck court at Ace Hardware. Drawing a great crowd. They've got up to 10, they're allowed to have up to 10 food trucks in attendance at any 1 week. We put that ordinance in place about a year ago with this thought in mind, and it's amazing how well it's being received. So every other Friday, if you wanted something different for dinner, stop by the food truck court.
Does that coordinate with the concerts? Is that the?
It only informally, but yes, the summer concert series are going on, and you can definitely see that there's traffic between the two events.
Perfect, thank you. And I would support Commissioner Tunison's thought that we're not trying to limit free speech, but a code of conduct for people that are appointed to county boards would be a good idea, just to give some guidance, because right now there is none, especially with the use of social media as a representative of the county. So just something to think about, something that we can work on. So I have nothing else. Thank you for coming. We will